guys, my last one didn't turn out, so I don't know why, but it froze. Anyway, so I'm just going to restart here. This is Cancer, the next 2 weeks for August. Again, if it's not your story, don't worry about it. We're just doing this is just for whoever this resonates for, but for the next 2 weeks, it does look like some pretty positive energy. It does look like here, when you were looking at the Ten of Swords as well as that Two of Pentacles, there's a real call for you to develop some, real flexibility and adapt to a situation. I feel like you're starting to gain some insights into your future here. This is definitely into, moving into a space where you're releasing something. The worst is over. You're letting go of betrayals. You're letting go of a difficult journey. There's a fresh start here with that Ten of Swords. You've been juggling a lot, whether this is mentally or whether this is physically. You've been exhausting yourself, and there has been a lot of imbalance for you. And I feel like you're in that space now where you're trying to regain all of that back. You are releasing something here for sure, which is going to prepare you for a new start. But you've been handling, yourself fairly, you've been, how do I say, you've been handling yourself well enough, but again, it's through a lot of pain. So I don't feel like that's a really strong, empowering place, but it certainly does give you the energy to, or the realization that you're now going to be able to transform because you've learned from these past mistakes. So again, there's been a lot of flexibility, a lot of adaptability with that Two of Pentacles. You've been able to handle a lot of situations, albeit not as resourcefully as you may have liked. It's taken a toll on you. But it certainly is allowing you now to move forward. You're regaining because you're releasing them. There's something here that's starting to indicate that you are releasing some aspects of your life that were holding you back. And so this is where the change begins, and especially seems to be around some relationships where you're going to be able to strengthen bonds again. Keep your eyes open, because you are now in a space of really getting clear on what your goals are and what it is that you want. You are starting to see that there is a chance for joy and stability. There is a chance for you to, have a future, have something more positive coming in. But it is going to require you to continue to be more resourceful and adaptable. Encouraging you to let go of past mistakes or past, negative thought patterns, that kind of thing. You have to be resourceful and still maintain some balance here, but you are moving forward in a more confident way here, because this is a brighter future and you're planting the seeds here. So there's something here that, really does offer you the sense that you're embracing a new start going forward. Again, you are releasing something here that's going to give you a sense that you can actually start to plan, new seeds into the future, where there's going to be some growth. You can plant some ideas where you actually feel like you can have some success. You're starting to realize that, you actually have something that you can build on, and it is going to take some hard work and all of that, but it's something that is helping you to realize a sense of discovery around who you are and the things that are important to you. So again, this is also a stepping back. It's a be patient card. It's a card of persevering, but it's also about focusing on your goals and needing to trust the process. So this is still that energy of reassessing your goals and getting ready to move to the next stage of a journey, or at least keeping your eye on the prize here, and sort of sensing where you can put stock or energy into and grow something. So this is you starting to actually persevere through to see that there are some goals up ahead that actually result in a very positive future here. So it's where you're just at the start of it. You're releasing some negative. In the next 2 weeks, you're going to be releasing some negative baggage. You're definitely in a space of, hard lessons learned. But you are now starting to feel like there's some hope here up ahead. And there is actually. This next stage of the journey is really close to you, because this is a Ten of Swords. This is a finish of all the negative. It's not to say there's not new lessons to learn and some new hardships, but you've learned enough lessons that you're going to be able to hopefully apply that, because you've gone through it, because you can evaluate now, what those old patterns were, and create some profound changes in your life, for the better, and create more meaningful change in your life. And that's where I see things moving. Because you are in a space, like I said, where you're actually starting to focus on or believe that there's some self-discovery here. There's some growth. So when we get to the card of Observe, this is a really grounded energy, and observe is just that. This is that space where you know, you're taking things in. So you may be in more of a receptive listening sort of phase, but you're in that space where you're taking things in. You're releasing, you're kind of reconsidering things, you're being patient, you're more receptive, you're changing your perspective, you have a new understanding of things around you, and you're okay stepping back. And that's what I see here with the Seven of Pentacles as well. You're stepping back from a lot of the things that were, you know, binding you. So you're stepping back to embrace a new experience and have a little faith in the journey. You know, you've got some faith in the next 2 weeks that there is a process that you have to go through, but you're more open and receptive to that needed change. So again, this is where you're changing your perspective or your view on things, and you're actually able to transform, you know, because you're looking at it from a different angle. So when we see the success card here and growth, I mean, you're obviously successfully able to implement some of the changes. So that's what I see there. I feel like you're in that space where you can now start to see that there's something up ahead. This is like almost like a sense of healing card, really. But success and growth is that you're also successfully incorporating lessons. You're starting to connect some of the thought processes together that might have been sort of straggling before, you know, hanging out there without any real resolve. And now you're starting to connect the dots and make sense of the story, because it is creating some sense of stability here with the strengthening of bonds. And this is about being much more grounded, taking more care in terms of your health, greater stability in your relationships, more potential. You're more consistent, or people are more consistent around you. I feel like this is a really down-to-earth energy. And I also sense that this is where you are a lot calmer. You're feeling a lot calmer because there is a sense that you can see things more clearly. This is you connecting with energy, you connecting with yourself, you attracting the things that you need to be able to make something happen. And again, even when we're looking at the card of success here, I mean, you're successfully tying up these loose ends. You're really able to kind of master something that you were unable to do before. So something makes more sense to you. It's a sense of accomplishment. There's a resolution with this card. So things that you're observing, you're now making sense with, and there's some progress in this next 2 weeks. So again, it seems to be in around your relationships. It seems to be around things where you had conflict and struggle that to me also identify around relationships, but it's also having more personal growth and a greater understanding. So just know that you can expect messages and things to start becoming clear here in the next short while, because you are making some huge strides to grow. And again, even when we see the card of clarity or belief, I mean, this is you obviously taking stock of some of the things that are coming through now make sense to you. So like I said, I mean, you're opening up, you're more receptive, you're starting to see that, you know, there's other people that are involved in a situation. You are not having to be in control of all the things in the scenario that led you to sorrow. Some things, you know, like I said, you were just refusing to see. And so now you're gaining some clarity around that because you're in a space of communicating. There's a lot more around belief transformation. I think that you're starting to see that you have some outdated belief ideas about how things should be around relationships, and that's bringing you some kind of, you know, fresh thinking and sort of that fresh sense of fresh air, you know, breathing in fresh air because you've gained some clarity here. But again, it's still around exchanging ideas, communicating, growing, that kind of thing. So whether you're exchanging with someone else, you know, to be able to find this, it is certainly creating more joy and stability for you in this next 2 weeks. So again, I definitely feel like you're coming out of harm's way in a lot of regards. Because like I say, joy and stability is for sure, you know, you starting to have more of a, I don't want to say upper hand so much, but it's like you're making sense of everything. You're now starting to make sense of what you previously couldn't understand. It's just the beginning of it, like I said, but there is some sense of identifying with renewal energy, you know, and certainly this does seem to be around your happiness. So you're taking a step back and you're allowing something to rejuvenate you and renew yourself in some way. So this next 2 weeks is pretty pinnacle moments for you. Again, still a lot of sharing and conversation going on here. There's a lot of communication flow, that kind of thing, around people that are like-minded. So anyway, good on you. That's what I see for you, Cancer. Keep moving forward, never give up. And this is a pretty positive couple of weeks for you coming in.